you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to IGTV. This is William H. Murray with the InfraGard editorial. And Bill, you're going to be talking about the FBI takedown of which botnet?
Coreflood.
Okay, take it away.
The week before last, the FBI announced that they had taken down the Coreflood botnet of perhaps 2 million systems by taking over the command and control system. This was a major event. It demonstrated that we not simply have to tolerate the existence of hostile networks of compromised systems. It also demonstrated that law enforcement can be effective in the internet. I got to be careful with this title. Executive Assistant Director of the FBI's Criminal, Cyber, Response and Services Branch, Sean Henry, said, quote, "These actions to mitigate the threat posed by the Coreflood botnet are the first of their kind in the United States and reflect our commitment to being creative and proactive in making the internet more secure." Although most people were happy to see the Coreflood botnet go, some have expressed concern about the tactics used in its recent takedown. They are concerned that these may be seen to legitimize behavior that, after decades of debate, have finally been seen to be illegitimate. Federal prosecutors obtained a temporary restraining order allowing them to replace several identified command and control servers with their own servers. These were then used to send shutdown commands to the Coreflood malware. One colleague responded by saying, "Remote administration without permission is hacking." I'll grant him his semantics without granting him his point. The first time I said that, and I may well have been the first to do so, I said it in response to the clever child who had created an antivirus virus. Of course, the same things are wrong with the idea of an antivirus virus as with any other virus. First, like any virus, the antivirus would not have the permission or knowledge of the target system owner. But the real problem is that, independent of the intent or motive of the author, he cannot know enough about the network to predict how his virus will behave. It's difficult enough for him to predict the behavior of his program in a single system that he controls. It is almost impossible to predict its behavior in a population of hundreds of thousands of systems connected in an arbitrary network. The Electronic Frontier Foundation Technology Director, Chris Palmer, said, "The method is not a safe way to go about disabling malware, and it is divergent with standard practice." The standard practice that he defends is to simply take down the command and control servers while leaving the bots active. This non-standard practice may not be Mr. Palmer's test for safe, but it certainly meets mine for effective. We rightly fear the awesome power of government. The preservation of liberty requires constant vigilance against the abuse of that power. Our colleagues who have questioned this action are right to do so. However, the existence of the question does not imply, nor should we infer, the obvious answer. Note that in this case, the FBI did not initiate communication with arbitrary systems. It waited until the compromised systems came to it. It did not send a program. It simply sent a command in response to a request. It sent the most conservative command, that is, shut down, do nothing. It is this act, however, which offends my friends, the purists. They are offended in part because the executive branch has not been explicitly authorized by the legislature to so act. However, one suspects that if the executive had asked the legislature for this authority, the same or other purists would have opposed it. Public safety, like information security, often involves difficult ethical dilemmas, the lesser of evils. Sometimes it even involves the use of coercion or force. Note that government is the only institution in our society that is empowered to use force. In this instance, the executive did not act unilaterally. The FBI did get a court order. These are not vigilantes. Moreover, if they can be entrusted to use force, they can be entrusted to act in the internet in ways that are forbidden to the ordinary citizen. That the police do something does not give the citizen license to do the same thing. I invite my anxious colleagues to rest easy. The internet is safer by about 2 million bots, and the FBI has not gone rogue. A final word of caution. One should not infer that all botnets can be brought down by the same method. Those networks that use the same collaborative protocols that are used by the file sharing programs, for example, BitTorrent, and do not rely on out-of-band command and control, will not yield to this method. Those charged with protecting public safety and those protecting the information infrastructure will continue to be confronted with difficult ethical dilemmas and choices. That is why we are both called professionals and are paid the big bucks. See you next week.
Thanks, Bill. Great editorial. Bye now.